And right now, of course, we're looking at that, and snow up in the mountains is kind of crazy. Down here in the valley, there have been reports of some snow flurries, some different things like that on very odd years, kind of like this one. So we'll kind of keep it in mind, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that. But May, things start pretty much to back off to a certain degree. But by the way, as we talk about the gardens for tonight, kind of keep your eye on that, okay? We're going to get some cold temperatures dropping down to the 40s. I'll have those coming up. And when we talk about frost, it can develop in some low-lying areas. So if you're in a frost-prone area, please be careful with that. As you take a look at Sun Valley today, they still have some of the light snow, but they didn't really get much. Most of the snow was in the western mountains, but even McCall is not showing the snow like Tamarack had. Of course, a little higher elevation there. So this 62 ties the record of the coolest daytime high of 62 degrees. It should be a record with 62 degrees for our high today. And look how far it is below the average of 82 degrees, which is where we should be. So let's look at those low temperatures for tonight. As you can see, around Twin Falls, that's getting pretty chilly with some of those lows. Most of the mountains, of course, as expected, you can see those temperatures dropping even into the lower 30s for many spots. In some areas, that could be getting pretty close to freezing at night. Down here throughout valley locations, you see temperatures dropping around 40 for Caldwell and Nampa. So that's pretty cool for this time of year. And you wouldn't expect that for your garden, but I just say one night because things are going to be changing quickly as we get in tomorrow, and especially for the first day of summer, which is going to be Wednesday morning. So when you look at the next 7 days and you look at the high temperatures, there's 66 for tomorrow. So it comes up about another 4 degrees. That will not be a record for the coolest daytime high because the record for that date happens to be in the 50s. Then when you look at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the temperatures start warming up. But now this is more like summer. Here's your near 90s. And we're looking at that coming into next week. So it starts on Sunday. So that's when the big change is going to be coming our way. Now, there were a few thunderstorms that were out there for tonight. You see over here in eastern Oregon, they're pretty much speckled around the area. This was a line that just kind of moved to the north of Boise and broke up. It's still up around Cascade and some of those areas. We're likely they're still getting a little bit more snow in some of the mountain locations. As you look at this closely, you can see that there's still a few showers that are coming through. And we had some strong gusty winds. This green area on radar is showing the winds earlier, and those winds were around 5 o'clock, which were up as high as 43 miles an hour. Maybe you noticed that. It was for about 10 minutes or so when that moved through. So the futurecast for tonight does show a light shower around the area. Tomorrow there could still be a few light showers. As you can see, a little movement there. But as we go through that and we get further along into Wednesday, then everything pretty much starts to dry up. And the way of precipitation that we're expecting when we see some of those light showers, here in the valley it's not going to be much. And as we move this through into Tuesday as well as Wednesday, you can see we're looking at maybe 2/100ths of an inch or so. But like today, the rain came down pretty good for about 10 minutes or so. That has the possibility when you see that here in the maps over the next couple of days. So the next 7 days, here you go, 66 for tomorrow, starts to shoot up into Wednesday. There's your first day of summer, then we're into those 80s. You notice those temperatures will be on the rise, and they'll be mainly into the mid-80s to next Sunday, likely hitting about a 90, and the same thing for next Monday. That's a little bit for everybody, but if you enjoy those, if you want the heat back and you say, what happened? It's coming soon, okay?